Whenever we get a little bit depressed, the best thing to do is just to remember our Guru Varga, remember their pastimes, and reflect on them and take encouragement from that. Encouragement means instilling courage within. I'm encouraging you. It doesn't mean that I am chastising you or putting you down. Oh, why not doing this? Why not doing that? No. You can do this. You can do that. You have the power. You have the ability. You have the strength. The capacity, the potential is there. But you have to get up and face that and lead the charge. Charge forward. Uttishtata Jagrata, our Vedic scriptures, they encourage us. Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varonni Bodhyata Shurasya Dhara Nishitham Duratya Durgang Patastat Kavayo Vedanti. They encourage us because we need courage, knowing that the path of spiritual life is sharp, like a razor's edge. Like a razor's edge. So we must be very observant, very intelligent, very cautious, and go forward boldly. Boldly go forward. So Srila Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, remembering him, remembering his pastimes, how when Param Gurudev departed, because now we're approaching Srila Gurudev's centennial in a few days, and we had his disappearance recently, and it's been 10 years now. So more than 10 years, going on 11 years. So I was remembering today how with Srila Gurudev, life was very easy, it wasn't complicated as his disciples. We know what to do, whatever he asked of us. And also it's like when your parents are there, children, when you're a kid, you don't think about how to keep the lights on, how to keep the house warm, how to feed everybody. As a kid, you just play with your friends. Your parents do everything. So when we are with Guru Pad Padma, it's very easy in one way. We're just riding in the waves of nectar of his association. But when he disappears, it is the beginning of a new chapter in which Guru tests the disciple. Will you take responsibility for my desire, fulfilling my desire? What does Gurudev want of us? That is Guru Seva. Guru Seva, service to Guru, is not whatever we think it is. It's whatever he wants. Priti Vidhan. Service means pleasing the object of service. If you don't please the object of service, it's not considered service. It's like you make a preparation to feed your beloved, but they reject it. They don't accept it. Then how is it's not complete? Then you'll feel some kind of lacking in your heart. Therefore, Gurudev tests us. Now, you have to grow up. You have to take responsibility. And what is that responsibility? Gurudev, what did we see when Gurudev preached? He wanted devotees to hear his Harikatha, take these things within their hearts, practice the process, and share it with others. When I was transcribing Srila Gurudev's lectures in 2010, 29, whenever I look at someone goes and asks Gurudev, what should I do? How can I please you? There was an example of a businessman in South Africa. Gurudev, how can I please you? He said, you should give up everything, join my mission and preach. He would tell this to everyone, so many people. You must preach, hear my Harikatha, not just to men, to ladies, anyone. So many of his lady disciples, he would tell them, go out and preach, give Harinam, give Japamala, bring devotees to me. Like, this is a urgent rescue mission we are here on. We are not here to pass our lives like animals, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, just anyhow surviving. The goal of our human life is not just to survive. Animals are surviving and dying, and we are also surviving and dying. What's the difference? Nicer house, nicer shelter. He said, animals have better sex. Animals can smell better. Animals can do so many things better than us. What can we do better? No rules and regulations. Do it anywhere. Do it on the street. No shyness. But we can do something different. And Gurudev wants us to do that. Savai pungsam poro dharma yato bhakti radokshajay ahaituki apratiyata yatma suprasidati. Make our lives successful and help make others' lives successful. Vaishnavas say that if we are not helping others, our only looking after our own sadhana is selfishness. I was reading recently that people were asking, where does Rupa Goswami say preaching is bhakti? Where does Rupa Goswami say preaching is bhakti? Practicing sadhana, chanting, this is bhakti. Worshipping the deity, this is bhakti. But they're not looking closely. What is bhakti? 64 limbs of bhakti. Guru Padashray, taking shelter of the lotus feet of Guru is bhakti. Krishna Dikshari Shikshanam, taking instruction from Guru, initiation from Guru. Then whatever, following the process as he determines and instructs you. And what does he tell us? Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults. Kalir dosa nidhi raja neko asti mahadguna. Kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajar. You want to do archan very nicely? You're bound to fail. You want to do yaga very nicely? You're bound to fail. Without Krishna Kirtan, nothing will be pure. But if you do Krishna Kirtan, it is said that Satya Yuga, Dhyan, Treta meditation, Treta Yuga, great sacrifices, Dwapara Yuga, great worship, archana the deity. Kali Yuga, Kalotad Hari Kirtanat. Only Hari Kirtan can give ultimate success. What did Padma Gurudev say? This is the great revolution that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur started. Not only them, but Mahaprabhu started, really. Before it was like, okay, just Kirtan just means Kirtan. Chanting, clapping, dancing, that's Kirtan. But what did Mahaprabhu do? Mahaprabhu, he practiced Kirtan inside Srivasangan, and then when their spiritual power, everything fully developed, it's like a dynamo, increasing the power internally, the engine, increasing, feeling it like a fire stove. You have to heat it up for it to radiate heat. You have to fill it up, build the coals. If you just start a fire everywhere, outside in the snow, what are you going to get? Build the power up and then spread it. So Mahaprabhu then, when he started spreading it, he told Nityananda, gare gare jao, go house to house, mange bhiksha, begging one thing, bolo Krishna, bhaja Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha, spreading these holy names. Begging people, please, just once chant. Doesn't matter, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever, whoever. Please, just one time chant the Lord's holy names. To help people who are suffering. If we are compassionate towards others, we cannot tolerate their suffering. Therefore the Vaishnavas are para dukkha dukhi. They cannot tolerate seeing the sufferings of others in samsara. They understand how much people are truly suffering. People who do not know. Oh, now I am more or less okay. I have enough food to eat nicely. I'm sheltered. When you're suffering with cancer, at that time you're still happy. When your child is killed in a car crash, you're still happy then. Now I'm happy, But like you were telling the story, if you ask Gurudev, why can't I remember my past lives? You would die. We cannot tolerate the pain, the amount of pain we can experience in samsara is so overwhelming that you have to wipe the slate every life and start over. Oh, happiness is very good. Yes, happiness is there, but when we are being burned alive, how much is it good then? Then you like it. So therefore the Vaishnavas know, they don't just see the present body, they see this soul has been going on this cycle for endless time in samsara, anadi bahir mukha, since time beyond measure. That's what Gurudev said it is. Beyond measure, immeasurable time. We've been going in this cycle. You can go on YouTube, look at the most horrible ways of experiencing suffering and pain and death. We've done it all. And we've been the perpetrator and we've been the victim. So therefore Vaishnavas want to help us. And that's why Mahaprabhu came to do Kirtan. He said, Kali Yuga, there's so many faults. Don't try to do everything. Do one thing well, everything will be aligned within that. Do one thing well. That's why the Vaishnavas always say, if you do Kirtan, then Yagya will come, then deities will come, Archan will come, meditation will come, everything will come. Without Krishna Kirtan, everything will fail. But then what is Krishna Kirtan? Mahaprabhu said, go to Vrindavan and establish Granta, scriptures. Because they can be time bombs that you place them anywhere, someone or other will pick them up and find them. Read, oh, I'm not this body. Oh, Krishna. Oh, Guru. Develop Sukriti, meet devotees, come to the temple, have prasadam. Spiritual journey will progress very rapidly from there. Mahaprabhu sent the Goswamis to establish Granthas. Then Jeev Goswami sent Narottam Srinivas Shamanand. Now you must preach them far and wide. They went everywhere to preach. Shamananda Prabhu, Srinivas, Narottam. They didn't stay in the comfort of Vrindavan. They could have said, no, we'll just do bhajan in Vrindavan. But our Goswamis, our Vaishnavas, were not lazy or complacent. The 6 Goswamis, Sankhya Purvaka Namagan, day and night, chanting, doing their sadhana, going on parikrama, composing granthas, giving harikatha. Sanatana Goswami, he would go to every villager's house. How are you doing? Do you have any problems? How can I help you? That's why Rupa and Sanatan were called Bada Baba, Chota Baba. Like father. You were the father of the village, the true pastor. Everyone loved them because they were so affectionate, so kind, so loving. It was like sadhus go out of their way to help people. Mahadvi Chaldanam Rinam Grihinam Dina Chetasam. Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, told Gargacharya, oh, you're so merciful. You've come here. You sadhus come to us. We don't go to them first. Gurudev came to us. Swami Prabhupada came to us. We didn't go to him. He came to us. That's why Mahaprabhu says, Pritiviti Achijata Nagaradigram. We must go to every town and village and preach. That is our dharma. Krishna Kirtan, Param Gurudev said, Krishna Kirtan is non-different from publication. He said like that. Publication is Kirtan. Those who say publication is not Kirtan, they do not know what is Kirtan. Therefore, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada established the Brihad Mridanga. He said it's the big Mridanga, the loudest Mridanga, the printing press. And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, whatever the scientists invent, we should use that in propagating Krishna consciousness, propagating this message of Bhagavat Dharma, the eternal Dharma, helping uplift the conditioned souls. So therefore he said, internet, of course you must use it. I remember Prabhuji said, if I was your age and knew about computers, these things, we would use it and we would spread Krishna consciousness in such a way that it has never been done before. Why not? The tool is there, the means are there, why not use them? That's Kirtan. Kirtan is the proper consciousness, serving Guru, to please Guru and Krishna by following what they want. What does he want us to do? That's Guru Seva. And if Guru, that he wants us, he tells us to do that, that's Krishna Kirtan. Gurudev does Kirtan eva Krishnasya. So I was remembering Srivikram Goswami Maharaj, after Param Gurudev departed, Srila Gurudev, Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Srivikram Goswami Maharaj, they were very qualified men, strong, very intelligent, very capable. But yet they had to come to this understanding. Now we have 34 temples. How are we going to maintain them? What should we do? Should we start a textile business? Brahmacharis can work in the factory. They had these propositions. They were discussing this for days. First of all, when Param Gurudev departed for 3 days, no one came out of their room. No one ate, no one drank, only wept in great sadness. What is the point of going on? We hear Vaishnavas talk about the same thing, Prabhuji. What is the point of going on? They just want to leave this world and go to Gurudev. But is that going to be Guru Seva? Gurudev wants us to stay, we must stay. There's no question. We want to go to Krishna now, but Krishna wants us to serve here, and then we stay here. So Srivikram Goswami Maharaj, Vamana Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev, and Bhakti Swarup Siddhanti Maharaj, they all had discussion together. He was their elder, like a uncle. So he also discussed with them how to take care of all the temples, everything has to be... Now it's all your responsibility. That's why Gurudev loved Prabhuji so much, one of the many reasons. I have nothing to worry about because everything is being done by him. In Navadvip, in the Navadvip temple, it's described that Prabhuji bought the house outside the main temple, right? For him, because he said, oh, the hustle and bustle, the noise of all the pilgrims, the programs, the cleaning the pots, how will he be able to rest in peace? Gurudev said, I never have any worry because I know he's doing everything perfectly and he's completely surrendered, doing exactly how I want. Therefore, that is real seva, exactly how I want, without any independence. And also, what is the first-class disciple? They make it better than expected even. Like, they know what Guru wants before Guru even has to ask, and then they make it even more wonderful than Guru, like with Navadvip also. Gurudev, the first year he split with Devananda Gaudiya Math. He thought, oh, okay, you know, how many people will come? Prabhuji bought these pots that are like swimming pools. He said, no, 10,000 people will come, 15,000 people will come, 20,000 people will come. What did he do to get them to come? He went in the train stations, passed out pamphlets, bribed them, gave them shirts and gifts, and made them like an army, a grassroots army, going and bringing everyone, collecting everyone. And then they had this festival. Gurudev said, why do you get such big pots? He said, you'll see. Huge pandal. 20,000 people having feast. Vishwarup Mahotsava. 30,000 people Vishwarup Mahotsava. Gurudev said, look what he has done. So Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, Bhama Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev, they were present there when Param Gurudev left. And the conclusion was that, what should we do? We have to preach. We have to preach. And it has to be as a constant drive, a constant endeavor. Whatever is a distraction, whatever is causing us to, you know, okay, are we like Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada left very young. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada left very young. He said everyone only fighting over rooms. They made a big Bagh Bazaar temple, and then everyone was only fighting over which room is mine, which room is mine. He said, therefore I'm leaving. They don't want to serve and preach, they just want to think about our own comfort. He said, what's the point of the mutt? Sell it. Make them go here and there. Better. That's why all the fighting came in the Gaudiya Math. So many, you know, not only, but, you know, the Vaishnavas say, okay, it's so that preaching could enhance and increase. But, you know, Prabhuji tells the story of the Sadhu who went to a village. And he went to two villages, one day after another. The first village, they treated him so sweetly. And then what did he do? At the end of the day, he cursed them. Your village will be destroyed. Next village he went to, they treated him like rubbish, throwing things at him, abusing him. At the end of the day, he blessed them. Oh, you will be very successful. You never leave the village. Why did he do that? The first village, they have good qualities, good character, so wherever they go, they'll preach very nicely and give other people good qualities. Second village, great enjoyers. Better they stay in one place. Don't disturb anybody else. So Krishna arranges sometimes to break things up so that it can go further, more wide. But Gurudev also wants like that. And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada made that statement that, oh, just thinking about which room I will be in, how comfortable I'll be in. This is the last, Vaishnavas, you know, Prabhuji always takes the worst accommodation. Mathura, for like 30 years, you know, in like the cupboard under the stairs. In Rup Sanatan, sleeping on the potato sacks. He wasn't thinking about his, like, built the temple, served all the devotees, took care of everything, no room. It's this completely different mentality. It's like, what? Okay, I don't need. No problem. Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, you see in his life, that's why I was just thinking, like, how can we take inspiration from him? When they made this decision, we must constantly be engaged in what we are meant to be doing. And trying to, because in life there's only so much time, so much energy, so much you can do in a day. So you have to figure out, there has to be some sacrifice of the unessential in order to focus on the essential. Without that, then you're not going to make progress. If you do everything, you won't do anything. You'll just be running around in circles. I have to do this, I have to do this. What do we most need to do? Let's figure out how we can do that successfully. Then everything else will be nourished, will come along with it. If we preach successfully, everything else, people, energy, everything that needs to be done around with all different qualities will come. You have to develop that focus. When everything is there, like Prabhupada said to us in the email, okay, everything is very nice. Okay, then you can relax. He said, no, it's not that time now. It's not that time now. So the Vaishnavas, in this way they give us encouragement. Don't be hopeless. Gurudev said, don't be hopeless. Take responsibility and don't be hopeless. Our goal is not just to be complacent and spend time with other devotees, talking and doing programs. Vaishnavas Gurudev doesn't want that. New people have to come to Krishna consciousness. People who have never heard about Krishna. They've never heard the name Krishna. Or if they've heard, they don't know what they're thinking of. They need to come. Devotees are already devotees. 30 years devotee, 40 years devotee, Gurudev came. And he brought them up to the platform, Uttama Bhakti. But that is not our mission. We are not able to help a devotee who's been there for 40 years. What are we going to do? You've been a devotee for 40 years and some kid is going to help them. But what we can do is we can teach with great love and affection. This is something that's very valuable for you. And go out there. Why I was thinking before class, Sri Goswami Maharaj, what did he do after they had this meeting? He stayed in Udaran Gaudiya Math. Every day he would go by bicycle, 30 kilometers one place, 30 kilometers back, 60 kilometers a day by bicycle. And he would leave in the early morning, spend 8 hours doing bhiksha, begging alms, passing out books, passing out pamphlets, and collecting some grains, some sweets. The evening time, late afternoon, he would come back. Give sweets first to the animals. We hear this story so many times. The chipmunks, the squirrels, the birds, the pigeons, the cats. He would feed them all. Milk, grains, sweets. Then he would take shower. Only then the brahmacharis would take prasad. And they wouldn't cook breakfast. Breakfast was, if there was any dry chapatis left from the night before, something like that. They took on this burden, even till he was very old. It's described all day he would ride his bicycle and meet with the people. And now we see Bengal Prachar. Why was Gurudev so attached to Bengal Prachar? Every year, 4 or 5 months, walking by foot from village to village in Bengal, taking on so many austerities. I went there one year. It's crazy. There, you go and the well, the water is salty because you're near the ocean, and it's very hard and it tastes like iron, And you cook and they make sweet rice. You can't use the well water to cook the dal or to cook other things. You have to get some other kind of source of water. And they cook, how do they make sweet rice? They take 100 grams of milk powder, 100 gallons of water, and they don't have money for cashews, so they have a few peanuts. They put a few peanuts in it, and they make it like a watery, semi-transparent white with lots of gur or sugar. They don't have money. But Gurudev said, go. It doesn't matter, rich or poor, go and bolo Krishna, bhaja Krishna, koro Krishna Shiksha. Swami Prabhupada, when he came, that's how they preached. They had to extend themselves. So it's something that's inspiring. We always have to be ready to adapt to the environment, adapt to different circumstances. It's not like, okay, now we have to go out on bicycle all day long. Srivakam Goswami Maharaj did it. That's described to be like, there's a funny story and I'll stop with this. Imitation. We're not trying to imitate. We take inspiration, take guidance, how to serve. Oh, Srivakam Goswami Maharaj, every day 60 kilometers. Okay, let's all get bicycles and we can go do bicycle marathons and, pass out pamphlets. Maybe in New York City, not a bad idea. But follow the spirit, the essence. There's a story of a veterinarian and he had a pupil and he would go to help treat different animals, who were sick. So the pupil was with him for a long time. Finally he thought, I should start my own practice. I'm always in the shadow of this veterinarian. I've been around long enough. He watched for a few times, not paying so much attention, but then he went out and did his own thing. The Guru told him, no, you're not yet ready. He said, no, I'm going out. We have to wait. When Gurudev wants us to do something, then we do it. Don't try to, jump over the head of Guru. But he did like that. Oh no, I will be Guru. He jumped over the head of Guru and went off on his own, started his own practice. First case, horse had a huge, it looked like a big tumor in his neck. Someone called him to help. 1-800-curemyhorse.com. So he went to help. The horse had a huge lump in his throat. And he was thinking, oh, what did I learn from my Guru? I remember one time a horse had a problem like that, and I beat it on its neck and it got better, So he just thought, okay, my Gurudev did like that, so he took a club and he started beating the horse. The horse died. Oh, and he became, infamous. He slaughtered the horse, killed the horse, thought it's gonna, he beat it on his neck. Then he went back to the Guru, oh, Gurudev, I just followed what you did. I just followed what you did. And yet, how did this happen? He said, you fool. When I did it, the horse had swallowed a huge melon without chewing it, and it was stuck in its throat. So I took a little hammer and I broke it up, and then it was able to swallow it. So we imitate Guru without knowing, the proper way, in every circumstance, and then what comes as a result. So we have to always, it said, Ashraya luya bhaje tare Krishna nahi tyaje arshab more akaran. Always be under anugatya of senior Vaishnavas, always take their guidance and pray to them how we can move forward with their encouragement, because we want to please Srila Gurudev, and we want to engage our energies, and that's why at every time, every different circumstance, different time, place, circumstance, we have to focus our energies in different areas. So I'm praying today to Srila Chirukam Goswami Maharaj for his mercy, for his blessings, taking inspiration from him. So many wonderful pastimes. He wouldn't waste anything. It's described that he would not let people use more than one match to start a fire. We're nice and lucky we have a blowtorch to start fires here. But he wouldn't waste anything. He would collect all the leaves, the whole year that would fall, and use those to do fires. We can do that next year. We had a mountain of leaves, actually. We have to have a storage shed for them. And he would use that to cook fires. And he would cook rice halfway, take it off the stove. He said the rest of it will cook. It already has enough heat. He would put the next sabji on. The mamata, he said, mamata prematadika. Mamata, if we don't have mamata, we cannot get eligibility for love, divine love. Mamata means minus. Everything is my responsibility. This is Gurudev's property, and the real devotee has so much love. Anything related to Krishna, it's called tadiya vastu. Anything related to Krishna, if so much love for it, they will not let it come to any harm. It's described that one time someone lost a pair of kartals on parikrama. And they went to the next place. Gurudev said, where's the kartals? They said, oh, I don't know, we lost it. He said, go and find them. They couldn't find them. So a rich person said, I'll buy another one. He said, no, you find that pair. So this is the Vaishnav's love. It's very hard, we're very fallen. But we try to retake encouragement from these pastimes and remember how they live their lives, how they serve their Guru Maharaj, how they, Trivakam Goswami Maharaj, he would sew his own shirts, he would fix their own watches. Any problem that would come there, he knew how to do everything. Gurudev would say like that, I want my brahmacharis to know how to mend a shoe and how to speak before 10,000 people, and do both. So we remember them and take inspiration from them. On this day, Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo.